I just got back from vacation, and we've been spending a lot of time around water lately. We went to the beach in Ocean City. It was a beautiful day. It's this time of year. Isn't it great? Anyone go to a lake recently? I know some of you live there, right? You live at the lake. That's every day when you're not somewhere else, right? So it's been beautiful weather, and except for Monday this week. Anyone get caught in a hurricane this week on, like, say, on Monday? Well, we did, driving up the coast. We barely made it out of Pennsylvania alive. We hydroplaned a few times, but we're here, thank God. I have some friends who are really good fishermen. How about you? Anyone here a good fisherman? Good fisherwoman? Couple? Yeah, a few? All right. So I have some friends. My brother-in-law, he catches fish about as big as his leg, like every week. My stepdad just caught a big salmon yesterday. Me, when I go fishing, I might catch a sunny that's about this big or a perch that's that big. That's how good I am. But I have some friends. They mean business when it comes to fishing. It's their life. Anyone here can relate? Some of you are shaking your head. Yeah, I can relate. My buddies, they know everything. Starboard, port, they have depth finders, all these different things. The lake, it's their life. They know it backwards and forwards. They know the good fishing holes. They know what to avoid, all these different things. My friends, Peter and Andrew and James and John, they can get us across the lake, not Lake Ontario, sorry, or not Lake Erie, but they can get us across the lake anytime they want. And anytime it's good weather, they know exactly how to go. But when it's bad weather, I would just as soon not be with them because, as Melissa knows, and my family knows, when there's rocky waters and I'm in the boat, it's not a good thing. We're not going to repeat any stories, but they're all bad about me getting seasick. So, but these guys, my friends, I love them. But they just about got us killed out on the boat. Not just once, but twice. And I know I've already told you about this. It wasn't exactly their fault getting us killed out there on the water. And I'm not going to blame it on Jesus, but Jesus is always kind of telling us, go across the lake, and then a big storm comes up. But we can't really blame him, right? He's a stonemason or a carpenter, and he's a rabbi. So he doesn't really know these sayings like my friends know. What are they? Something like red sky in the morning, sailors take a while. I don't know those things. And apparently Jesus doesn't know them either. So you remember when I told you about how we almost died going over to the Gadarenes? Do you remember that when I said we're going over to the Gadarenes? Jesus was tired. He'd been healing people and teaching for a couple of days, and Jesus needed a break. He needed some rest, and so he got his rest. He said, let's go over to the Gadarenes, and remember that there was a crazy guy living in the tombs over there. And Jesus got his rest because as we were going, he fell asleep in the boat, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, right? Except Peter and James and John and Andrew, they said when the waves came up, these are the biggest waves I've ever seen in my whole life. We were crying out to our mother like we were about to die. And I know I've already told you this. This has happened a long time ago. And I keep telling you every time I see you. But do you remember what Jesus said when he woke up? We even said it this morning. He said, "Oh, you little faiths, why did you doubt me?" And then he stood up and he just told the wind and the wave, stop. And it was flat as a piece of matzah bread. It was amazing. It happened so amazing. And I know I've told you that story, but the reason I remind you is because it's like deja vu. Something just like that just happened on Monday. Except this time, Jesus wasn't with us in the boat. We were without Jesus. Jesus was tired again. Maybe you know this. Last week, Jesus was tired because he took some, 5 pieces of bread, a couple fish. Do you remember what he did with that? He fed thousands. He was so tired. He gave thanks, broke it, multiplied it, and we each carried a whole basket full of the leftovers to the boat. But Jesus said, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to go up to the mountain to pray like he does. And he said, go across. Go over to Gennesaret, and I'll meet you there. So we took off. It was late. It was middle of the night. We started rowing, and Peter and James and John and Andrew, they weren't very happy because we were rowing against the wind. We could have just sailed if it was a better day, but we had to row against the wind. So as we were going, well, you probably won't even believe this. We were just rowing and rowing. It was the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, a phantasma. A phantasma. I know, Isaac, I know that you don't believe me because you're a good Jewish boy, right? You don't believe in ghosts. I didn't either until I saw it coming. It was this phantasma walking on the waters like a pillar of fire. We were all scared as can be. I think we had some accidents in our tunics. It was not good. We were screaming and crying out, and the phantasma came closer and closer and closer. And then he began to speak, and we were all freaking out until he said what he said. He said, "Take heart." And this phantasma was right there in front of me. He said, "Take heart, take courage." And my brain was spinning so fast. I've heard that recently. Like, you know how it is in a moment's notice, like your brain does 48 things in a second? Can you relate to that? My brain was doing that. The phantasma said, "Take heart." And I did a flashback to a couple of months ago when these guys, remember, they brought this paralyzed guy, and Jesus said, "Take heart, my sons, your sins are forgiven." Or the next day, I flashed back to this when that woman touched his cloak and she was better. Do you remember that? And he said, "Daughter, take heart. Your faith has made you well." So that happened so fast. And then this phantasma said the next thing, which is, "It is I." Well, who talks like that? Do you talk like that? Call someone on the phone and you say, "It is I." Anybody? Maybe Kurt does. No, you don't talk like that. So my brain again was spinning, and I was going all the way back to Hebrew school. I was thinking, "It is I." What does that mean? Why would this phantasma say that? And I remembered what one of you read, something like this. "Listen to me, O Jacob and Israel, whom I called. I am he. I am the first, and I am the last. Besides me, there is no other God." And I thought to myself, is this phantasma, is this ghost, this apparition, is this Yahweh coming to us? I didn't know. I didn't have time to really process it, because then he said the next thing, which was, "Stop being afraid." And then when he said that, I knew it was Jesus, because that's what Jesus says to me every single day since he called me. Since I started following Jesus, he says to me every day, "Stop being afraid." I knew it was Jesus. I believed it when he said, "Take courage." When he said, "It is I." When he said, "Stop being afraid." I believed it. But Peter didn't believe it. I don't know how this happened, but you know Peter. He sometimes says the stupidest things, right? I love Peter. I wouldn't even know Jesus if Peter didn't introduce me. I love Peter. But he does say really dumb things sometimes. So I don't know where he got this. It was like some cross between the diabolus in the wilderness, the devil in the wilderness, mixed up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come onto the waters." And we were all like freaking out. "Peter, what are you talking about? This is a perfectly good boat. Of course it's Jesus. Don't say if it is you. And of course it's Jesus. It sounds like Jesus. It sort of looks like Jesus. Just let it go, Peter. Just let this phantasma come in the boat with us." But he didn't. He said, "If it's you, command me to come to the waters, to you." Peter, why would you do that? So, and then guess what happened? The phantasma said, "Come." We're saying, "Oh, great. What's going to happen now? We're going to lose Peter." So Peter gets out of the boat, doing the kinds of things that Peter does, gets out of the boat, and you'll never believe it. You probably think I'm lying. Peter took a step on the water, just like he was walking on the sand here, and another one, and another one. It was awesome. Like Peter, I couldn't believe it. You know, he was walking on the water like this phantasma. It didn't last very long, of course, but he did take a couple steps. Then he was going down, and the phantasma, Jesus said, pulled him out. Peter said, "Lord, save me," and he pulled him out of the water. But when Jesus was holding Peter, I was so proud of Peter. I was about to burst. I was so proud of Peter. He was so full of faith to get it, maybe foolhardy, but so full of faith to get out of the boat and walk toward Jesus. I couldn't believe it. And I was thinking about other people full of faith, like And again, this happened so fast in my mind, but like the centurion who said, Jesus, I know you can heal my servant, even who is over there. Or like the two blind guys who said, Son of David, have mercy on me. Peter was so full of faith, you would have been proud of him. But then Jesus said something I didn't expect. He said, Peter, you little faith, why didn't you believe me? Why didn't you believe me when I said, take heart? When I said, it is I? When I said to you, stop being afraid? Why did you look around at the waves and the winds and take your eyes off me? Well, there is a hurricane going through now. Thanks for everyone cleaning that stuff up over there. So I don't remember what happened next. My thoughts were a big jumble. I don't remember what happened. All I know is that when Jesus was carrying Peter into the boat like a wet puppy, and Jesus got in the boat, something came over us. Something came over us when Jesus came into the boat. And one of us, I don't know who, said, truly you are the Son of God. And we all agreed. We all agreed and we bowed our heads and we worshiped this Son of God. And somehow we made it through that beautiful moment and ended up on the shore of Gennesaret. And it was a beautiful morning. But I don't know why Jesus is messing with us. Why would Jesus come to us like a phantasm, like a ghost? Why would he do that? Why would he come to scare us? I don't know. I have no idea. And Isaac, you won't even believe this, but I don't know why Jesus is messing with us, because if Jesus really is this one who can say, it is I, and who can march on the waters, why would he say what he said yesterday? I didn't tell you yet. Yesterday he said, the Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and after 3 days he will rise. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm confused. I am of little faith, but I'm his little faith.